Okay, let's go.
Welcome back to the channel, and what I'm doing today is taking the engine back out the Skyline. I'm going to show you how I do it on my own, basically. Yeah, it's a bit of a chew on, but the engine will be out. I'm just going to basically show how pretty much simple it is to take it out. So, first thing I've done is remove the plenum. I didn't show that because it was only held in by a couple of bolts anyway. Radiator, the top, the mounts come off, then literally should just slide out the way of the fan. Then that's that out the way. Just gently put it down so it doesn't damage anything. Now, one of the things I'm going to do is actually take the viscous fan off because it gets in the way when you're lifting it. Just sort of eliminates the fact of smashing off that. There, I'm going to take this pump out, set it to the side. Normally I'd take it off, but sorry, I am going to take it off. But normally I'd take all this off, but I don't need to. Just going to undo the 3 bolts, which is 1, 2. There's one round here somewhere. Yeah, I think it's at the bottom. Oh no, there, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and I'll take that off completely. And hopefully that should just sit at the side. I'll take the manifold and turbo off. That'll take us 10 minutes. To be fair, it's not it's not fully bolted on, as it was only test fitted in anyway. So there's only this bolt here to come off, and I think, and that nut there, and that should take that off. Even though this car's pretty clean, other apart from it being dusty under the bonnet now, so to take stuff off one-handed is actually pretty hard, because I'm trying not to catch the paintwork anyway, with it being freshly painted. Just a tip, if you've got spanners, use littler ones for now, so you ain't bashing the ends off stuff, especially if stuff's not fully tight like this isn't. But if not, you can put bubble wrap around the end of the spanner so you're not braying off everything. Just a daft little tip, really. Now, I've got no covers to go over the wings, so I am literally stretching without touching anything to try and take stuff off. Once this is off, fingers crossed there's nothing to actually bash off anywhere, unless I fuck up lifting the engine out. But hopefully that doesn't happen, but you never know. Right, so there's them removed. Luckily I didn't twat anything. So I got these 3 bolts to get out. Sound out of breath because I was so nervous moving that. And then just get the bolts out the engine mount. I've got a bit of hose at the back because the gearbox isn't in, so I just didn't want it to drop against the bulkhead. Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad to get out, to be fair. Should be a piece of piss. Right, so pump is off. It's not touching anything there, to be fair. It's just sort of sat on the wire. So I'm just going to sit it down there for now, just while I go around and get other things off. The next thing to do is, on these fans, there's little 10mm bolts around them. I'll take that off. It just gives us some clearance, so when I lift it out, that I don't catch the front of the paintwork or out like that. I'm going to put some sheets over the front as well, so I don't catch it. Yeah, but until then, I'm going to go around now and unclip all the sensors. So there's like stuff like the NOx sensors, which are fairly quite dusty now after being sat in that paint shop for a while. Everything out the way, oil pressure sensor. It's quite hard doing everything one-handed. Other than that, there's not much really to these engines. Just the plugs on the alternator, which I remember a bit of a dick to get out. There we go. And this should probably have a 10mm on. Yeah, get that off. And that should be really just the engine mounts. I'm ready to lift it off. Obviously got the starter motor plugs at the back, which again should all just come off pretty easy. It's really hard because I don't want to use excessive force or anything or out like that. And that'll just unbolt there. Get a spin on that. And fingers crossed I should be able to lift this motor out, no problem. I hope anyway. I hope. But yeah, let's see. like I say, doing it all on my own. I'll put the phone on the stand when I come lift the engine out, so if it falls, everyone can have a good laugh. And I'll have a little bit of a cry at myself. But I think I'm going to leave the alternator on. I'm not sure, because some bits of it's still dusty and that, so I'm going to have to take them off and clean them up anyway. So I might well just take it all off and sort it out properly. So viscous fan is off on the floor. Now I'm just going to quickly explain with this manifold. Like, this manifold's like 80 quid, right? And I've cut the end off and I'm putting a V-band fitting on for a 40mm wastegate. Now it might not last, it might last, I have no idea. We're just going to see, and if not, I'll upgrade it in the future to, I think it's a 6-boost one, or even I'll have a one fabricated. But for now, that's good. That's going to do. Like I say, if they all crack, might as well crack with the cheapest one. And the flanges flatten down at the side, and we'll just see how it goes. It is a pulsar turbo though. Like I say, I don't know why it's rusty, because it is new. It's just, I think it's just been, because it's been stood in the car while it's been getting painted, and obviously there's been moisture not getting under the bay. But I'll be sorting that all out before I put the engine back in. So I'll put a little cable tie around there just so it's tied itself to its own pipe, and that will allow me to be able to lift that out without anything touching. So I think it's just 2 17mm bolts now. That's holding the engine in, and then I should be able to get before I take them out though, I'm going to get the engine stand in place. And hopefully I should just be able to lift this out without fucking hitting anything. Fingers crossed. But you never know. You never know. Right, so I've rolled the car forward because obviously it was on bricks, which made it a bit difficult. So car forward, I've got me makeshift engine fucking stand that's going to go on now, and we're going to get this bitch pulled out. I'll put the phone down, so just gonna have a good laugh at us trying to get it out on my own. Right, so I've put bubber up there so that doesn't catch the top of the things. I'm going to put something over the front and be about ready to lift it. I've took the engine mounts off this side. It's still attached to the block of the other side. Lift it up, put my phone down somewhere so it can be watched, and then yeah, hopefully I don't damage anything. Right, so what we're doing now is, like I say, make sure there's clearance to this side, make sure it's not touching anything. Double checking the bolts to make sure they all are still round the mount. I don't want to keep this very long, but yeah. Out of the Skyline. In. I haven't braid off anything. No marks, no scratches. Sound. Right, so what I want to talk about now is the BMW gearbox conversion. So what I've done is, even though it's an RB20 out an R32, it's an R33 flex plate. It's going to go on, then the PMC shifter. Then hopefully I'll be able to show you that allows me to run the 530D clutch with no issues. But what we'll do is we'll get it bolted up and see how it is. Right, so sort of like a bit of an explanation, because obviously I'm doing the E90 or E92 gearbox. I'm actually not sure 100% what's out of, but it's supposed to be like over 1,000 horsepower capable. Right, so basically it's the R33 flex plate that'll allow the starter motor and everything to work, to turn the car over. Then it's a PMC adapter plate, and it's a 530D clutch. So the reason behind doing this is this clutch then is like 70 quid to buy, and obviously it's going to handle more torque than this fucking motor can throw at it. I think anyway, it should do. So it means if I need to replace the clutch, it's as easy as that. So as for the gearbox, you've got to notch out that much just for the starter motor, just so it, because it just say it touches it, so just measure it up, cut it. I'm just using a burr a bit on the drill, just smooth it out. I'm just making it neat and tidy. It's takes a little while to get exactly flat how I want it, but it will look tidy. Then obviously once it's on, just a little bit of sealant. Well, to be fair, you probably don't even need the sealant, but I'm going to put a little bit of sealant on, stop any shit getting inside. Or I might even make a little tiny plate that goes over it, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, I've test fitted that up and that fits. So like I say, it's just tidying up now and go from there. Now the reason I pulled the motor is obviously to fit the Super Tech pistons. Yeah, and the Tomei head gasket. That's not the head gasket from this, that's a fucked head gasket. And hopefully should see some decent power out the little RB20, but God knows. Got my seats there, need to clean up and refit back properly to the seat itself after it being stitched, and get all the markings out that had it centered, get them in the car. Yeah, project's taking its time. Right, so the engine is dusty because it has just been sat, but obviously it's still RB20. It's now got the 79mm Super Tech pistons in it. Obviously the front face of plenum, pulsar turbo. This manifold is a cheapy manifold. I probably will upgrade in the future, but for now it's going to do. Everything's, like I say, is all painted up. Everything looks more or less brand new. The stuff that isn't brand new, either because I couldn't find it or couldn't afford it, it's been painted. Obviously it's got the carbon grille on, the bumpers on, headlights are all in. I've got a bit of wiring to sort out down here just to make this look neat and tidy, because it looks like it's been left in a mess off someone at some point. But then this is the biggie that's going on in the minute, the interior. So obviously you can see we've got the PMC shifter to go with the BMW I think it's E90 or E92 gearbox, and that's a whole kettle of fish. I'll be doing a video on that. Obviously dashboard's out, all that's out, roof lens out, all that's gone off to be recovered by DH Upholstery. Hopefully should look well when we get back. As far as the paint job goes, it also, I'll have to try and figure out how to open the door. The paint job's all door shuts and everything painted. It's all painted inside. Under there is Nardo grey, so it's all clean. If I wanted to take it off, the Skyline isn't a rot box by any means. But yeah, this is sort of where we are with the Skyline. All the back arches are all blended in. I'll just move the cover. Back arches are all blended in now. If anyone seen it before, it looked terrible. We've even got rid of the bonnet pull now for just a little button, so I don't have to piss about with the fuel cap. But yeah, so far she's coming along pretty well. Just a little bit about the channel now. It's going to be getting changed, the name to the Car Experiment. It's just going to be where basically I do my own cars or anything that I find interesting. It's not going to be anything tied to any business or anything like that. And Tactical Racing UK is now just a general mechanic shop that'll just turn into for the locals, just to get the cars sorted and stuff like that. I've also accepted a new job at another place, which I'm not going to announce on here, but I'm sure they'll tell you at the time, and I should be able to upload some cool cars and stuff, hopefully. As long as the owner's okay with it. And yeah, So this is where we are with the Skyline, and obviously the next few videos with it will probably walk through how to do certain things with it. Probably how to wire the digital dash in, which to be honest I don't know yet, but looking at it doesn't seem too bad. So yeah, and we'll show you how we did the gearbox conversion, and why I've gone with that gearbox and why I've gone with the clutch I've gone with, as obviously these cars are getting expensive now, and to maintain them further down the line, I've thought about everything. It's not just put the best of the best in and hopefully in a few years time it won't cost me another £3,000-4,000. It's actually gone with some parts that I can replace quite easily and not have to break the bank to replace them, as well as still maintaining high power and reliability. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to walk you through that. But anyway, please share and like the video and subscribe to our channel.